I am so excited to be here with you today with Simone filming. We are going to do an AD open house style house tour or a crib style house tour, whatever you want. I am excited to show you around. So come in, we'll do the house first and then we'll do the property. So you can see I do a mix between a food forest style of gardening and an English garden style of gardening, which is meant to create this lush, very tropical feel. We live in a temperate rainforest, which allows me to do this. So you can see here I've been able to do things like just a giant bushels and bushels and bushels of blackberries back here, a row of apple trees, a row right here of our peach trees, and then blueberries. Strawberry / pineberry garden, which is white strawberry, red, that's sort of a different shape. Here is the view from our sitting room, as well as where I was just tutoring from earlier today. Right, I am so excited to introduce you to one of the more places that kids love to play in this house, which is the sunroom or the kids' playroom right next to our kitchen. This is technically built outside the house's basement, and if you want to come over here, you can sit down and enjoy the view, or keep going here. I love it. One of my favorite questions was about this. We picked up for like $110. It's an antique hunting rifle, and the news crew was here from France. What if one of your kids shoots it? And I'm like, it's a flintlock front-loading musket? And they're like, oh my gosh, they could murder someone. I love it when people who know nothing about guns get freaked out about gun safety. Every gun to them is just a shot waiting to happen. So here you have our kitchen, which is in our basement. This is where the kids eat right here, although sometimes they like to join us at the big boy table. It just depends on what they're looking for that night.
Oh, we gotta get the foot inside. It's gonna get wet. Can you open the door for me, Octavian? Dark on the. Oh!
How did it cut on?
Do you think the electricity man fixed it?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, the sky is falling!
What? Let's go look, you guys. What is happening? Why is it raining so hard?
Do you want to go outside?
Yeah, I do.
You do, Toasty?
Yes, the rain is outside. It's raining.
Oh no, it's too much rain!
I'll tell Google that. I'm gonna promise to make it through. I got you through. I'm gonna get through it.
How are you going to get through it? I don't know if you should.
I'll clean up here in the house.
Oh,
Is
no,
it like
it's
a
raining
waterfall?
on the house?
Yeah, no clean on this. No going down. House. It's raining up there. How to get out?
like it doesn't have to anymore.
Our house is wicked! Our house is wicked!
And it is a ton of fun to live with this woman and to cook with this woman. Now I've got to show you the actual basement. Now this is one of the most important and undersold features that every large family needs, which is a chest freezer. Chest freezer plus BJ's is the core of financial planning, as well as a backup fridge for overflow when you need that. Restroom we built here and a little movie area. So we made a movie area, but then because it's summer, it got filled with all of the boating equipment because the kids love to go out and do that. Here you can see the kids' restroom and bathroom. Always the all original, sort of all around us here. Wood, walls, everything. And you can see with the door to the restroom here that we just tried to keep as much of the original house as we could, putting in little patches over the years when things broke, but never replacing anything that doesn't absolutely need replacing. Or where we're not replacing it to go back to a more historic iteration. So now the butterfly stairwell here, and as you can see, here's a picture of me as a kid, which has actually been great for teaching our kids this concept of daddy and mommy were once small like them, and one day they're gonna be big like daddy and mommy and have kids of their own, and have a mommy of their own or a daddy of their own. And they really get the concept now. They're like, oh, daddy, when daddy was small, like yesterday. They use yesterday to just mean in the past. So come on up. Now here we are at the absolute center of the house. With a lot of houses, they make the kids' room something that's on the fringes, like in the attic or off to the side. This is what I think a lot of people would make their living room or their entertaining room. But we took the largest, most open space in the house, and you can see it connects right here to where my sometimes uses my office, but it's primarily the kids' bunk bedroom and everything like that. So come in and look at some of these bunk beds. I've got to show this off. So we got this wonderful bunk bed seat here for the kids, which I absolutely love, and the kids just find so delightful.
Today is Saturday. It's a weekend day. So it's a mommy and daddy day.
Mommy, daddy day?
Yeah.
What time it is?
It is almost 7:45.
Wow. And I go stay with you?
Yeah, you get to play with us all day today.
Yeah.
I love it so because they stack them like a barracks. And I'm like, oh my God, what level of luxury are you living with where you have a bedroom for every one of your kids? People are so privileged these days. It used to be that in this house, you can see, because no one else ever lived here, every floor boiler was replaced patch meal if it was ever replaced. And so that means that, like a board breaks here, okay, we're replacing this one little patch. Nobody wealthy ever lived here. And it used to be when the old family was living here, they had, like 4 families living here at one time at one point. And people now are freaked out that kids are sleeping in the same room. As you can see, we've tried to keep a lot of the original fireplaces and stuff like that. We don't use these because it's not good for the kids. Oh, and I have to show you all of the art from my proposal to my wife, like this piece here, because I proposed her on Reddit, and I did it with commissioned art. But since then, we have continued to commission art, like, or this one right here, the little pixel art thing, so sweet. Like the piece in here that like people have seen in some of the interviews of us, where we have the Indiana Jones in it. Oh, but now I need to show you guys something really amazing. The original house. Do you want to see what it was like in the 1800s? Because this house was built in the 1790s. A local anthropologist came and looked at some of the structures and they were like, yeah, they weren't using this style past the 1790s. So that's what we're looking at for this house. And if you come into the boys' restroom, you can see images of, and you probably want to get closer to the images so you can actually get them fully in frame, of what the house used to look like in the 1790s. Oh no, that wasn't in the 1790s. That would be in like the 1930s or something. And you can see very, very little has changed. All right, let's show you to the guest part of the house because we do like to be able to entertain. Living from, I think, like New York perspective, friends, so far from civilization. So this is our guest kitchen / our upstairs sunroom. And you can see this was originally the exterior of the house, and this is where you saw the family sitting in that old antique picture. It was like a covered external portion of the house. And now you can see you get this food forest feel of living in the rainforest, right? Here is the pathway to the, I guess, like central accepting area of the house. So, we will walk around the house after this and you'll get to see what this looks like from the outside. But this is the original front door of the house, and this would have been the original stairwell of the house. And the house was built in 2 phases, which will be very obvious soon. It was the second part of the house about 40 years after this part of the house. So this is the older part of the house. But with all these old houses in Pennsylvania now, the front door is now always too close to the road. Because it was meant to open onto an old dirt road, right? And now they're all, major thoroughfares and stuff like that. But if you come in here, you can see some evidence of how early this was made. So this is the guest room. And in the guest room, you can see that we have a toilet right in the corner of the room. Because it was built before there was plumbing. And so nobody thought to make a toilet here. You can actually see really cool remnants here from an earlier period of the house, like this right here, when there was actually a secondary kitchen in this room because one of the families lived in it. So they wanted a kitchen and a place to sleep, and that was normally what you would have for a family of 5. You have a room like this. But now everyone's just apoplectic that some of the kids sleep in the same room. And you see a lot of the original fireplaces with sort of some of our spoofy goofiness all around, which I am excited about. And you can see Simone has continued to decorate the house with pictures she has commissioned with us each time we have a kid. She refuses to commission future kids into paintings, so we just get added kids every year, and then we move the paintings around to feature whatever is the most latest one. So let's run upstairs, and you can see some of the paintings that look like the old style here. The iPads that have horrified so many journalists, although they're not iPads, they're old, broken, and used cheap mini tablets that are usually less than $100. That is what offended me the most, that anyone could think that we would buy an iPad for every one of our kids. So now I've got to introduce you to my room. Now the first thing to notice about my room, you can see that there are actually 2 doors leading to my room. That is because it used to be 2 rooms. It was actually used by only one family. However, they would switch which side they were using depending on the time of year to stay cool. And inside, you can see that was torn out, this central divider here, to make a larger data room. And this is where the kids play a lot at night. We have never taken a journalist in here, so you guys are getting first access. As to why we have it is because it is the dirtiest of the rooms. You can see a lot less effort went into this, but it has all the data toys hanging out in this room, and it's where I film from sometimes. Now this room, we did the most on. This was the shower refurbishment, which was our big refurbishment cycle here. We tried to restore it as much as possible. It was all like 70s style for a while, as was the central stairway here, where we took off all the carpeting and made it all its original hardwood masterfulness. And up here, you can see our books. We order, and you'll have seen these around the house. Pretty much wherever we have space, we'll buy antique books in bulk by color. This is not like we didn't choose these books exactly. Now I've got to show you Simone's room. Come on in. We have so much fun stuff going on here, and reporters are almost never allowed in because it crosses Simone's autistic. This is my personal space boundaries.
Alexa, first plug on.
And you can see, despite that being the house for the 1700s, we still use all the modern tips and gadgets, which here we have Simone's Beretta, which is her favorite gun in the house, but she believes that she would not be able to arm it as fluidly as she would her bow. So she also has her bow here and the arrows hanging right next to the door if she needs to go down to protect the kids, which I absolutely love. And here you can begin to get a idea of what the view is like from our house. So right here, you just so dense with leaves, it's very hard to see from these rooms, which I absolutely love. I love this extremely verdant. So now you're gonna see one of my favorite features of the house, a little historical quirk. Here you can see the door we entered from, right? Like this is obviously meant to be the door to this room. And over there, you see what looks like a little bitty closet door. Oh, and something else you might notice about these doors, and so you can come over, is the anti-latching mechanisms we use for all of them. So you can see it locks like this and like this, and then we also have deadbolts on every interior door of the house for safety. So if somebody came in and they had to break down doors to get to us, we would hear them. We know, and the house makes a lot of noise. We can tell exactly where somebody is. And while the exterior walls, as you can see from the windowsill here, are around 3 foot thick, the interior walls are very thin because that's the way houses were built back then, so you can just shoot right through them. Which is absolutely fantastic if you are on the defensive. Now this little door that looks like a closet is not a closet. It is where the old house, which we're standing in now, connects to the new house that was built in the 1840s or 50s, somewhere around there. And they didn't perfectly match each other level to level, so you have to bend over and squeeze down here, which is just so cool to me. This room right here is supposed to be a hallway, but it's actually where I used to sleep when we first moved into the house before we really excavated, because when we first moved in, you know, we weren't doing very hot financially and we just didn't want to fully like decorate and excavate the house. Now people might not know what I mean by excavating a house. If you've ever played XCOM, it's a bit like that if you first move into an antique house. Not every room is fully ready to live in, and you need to do some work, build out some stuff, take out some old stuff. And so it was just much cheaper for me for the first year and a half or so of living here to sleep in between Simone's room, and because we sleep in different rooms, because I wake up at like 2 a.m. and I don't want to wake her up, and the office. Now this is a room that no other human is ever allowed to go into. Journalists are very rarely allowed in this room. I think only the Vice documentary gets come in here. And as you can see, this is what you get when you're getting a house from the 1700s, because you have, they didn't really understand how plumbing was going to work yet or how they were going to put this stuff in. So they put a tub and a toilet in a room that is much more the size of a bedroom. And so Simone transformed this room into this weird mix of a walk-in closet and a studio. And you can see she's got her work table here where she works out while writing, and she's got the elliptical here. She's got her AR-15 right there. She's got her study desk right here. So I love this room. All right, now I want to take you guys, I've got to show you where my garden is, because that is my spot of the house. Simone is the owner of the interior, and I am the owner of the exterior. And so you get to see sort of our different styles, and I love that. All right, and here you can see the original front of the house, which, as I said, is close to the road. Fortunately, you can't hear any of this inside because it's a 4-foot stone wall. Japanese maple six. And out in the front there, we've got persimmons and a giant big pocket of orchids. We have another one of our random raspberry plants. This is a heritage variety. And then behind it is a Chinese chestnut. Plum trees that you can view beautifully early in the year. And behind them we have our more exotic trees, like boobies and stuff like that. Okay, so over here you can see, going this way, that's a city park or a state park that connects to the Valley Forge Park. So it's just one thing on. Right on the other side of that is a right now, because it's the middle of the summer, it's dried up. The creek is a wonderful place for the kids. They absolutely love throwing stones into the creek. I call this mulberry beach because it's covered in delicious mulberries at certain parts of the year. On our way out, right under our black walnut tree here, which is just delicious walnuts. We always get guest eggs when they head out. And all of these are peaches. It's a big, really high productive cherry tree. All right, guys. Egg for our fans. And reward the egg with a like. Oh, and here you gotta come and see the chicks. Kids love playing with them, and I love throwing gardening debris in there because they just love the stuff. Hello, we are giving you the outro of us preparing dinner for the kids. My wife cooking. We had this mystery meat in our fridge for a few, not in our fridge, in our freezer for a few months, because it came in a gourmet meat pack, and we weren't sure what it was. We thought it was steak. Turns out it's a ham, but it appears you cooked it pretty well. So I am excited to eat my honey-baked ham with the kids. You're a nut job, Simone. I'm so lucky to be married to somebody as wacko as you. Alright, and here you can see the final part of my food course. I hope you've had a great time here. And I don't know how to do this. Okay, I love you. Bye-bye. You can go. You all can go. We did it. We showed you everything. We saw the house. We saw the stuff around the house. So you can stop filming and go away, go do something else, and you can take the egg, because now I have to find something to do with this. And so, take the egg and leave. Go. Okay, bye.